Kia ora, New Zealand. Welcome to Sweet Chain Live. My name's Matt Drake. This is episode 218. And I'm joined this evening by my co-host, Morgan Hartveld. Good evening, Morgan.
Hey, bro. Good evening to you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm good. I'm better now than I was last week. The whole house was sick last week, and
Yes, I remember.
we're now back. Everyone's back at school, daycares, work, all that kind of jazz. So it's back to some semblance of normality for probably a day or two before someone else comes home with a runny nose and we've got to go and deal with that. But yeah,
That's good. That's good that their family's feeling a bit better going into Matariki weekend. Kicking
indeed,
off tomorrow, Friday. I'm
indeed,
looking
yeah.
forward to a day off. What have you got planned tomorrow, bro?
Very welcome long weekend on the horizon. Not a lot, to be honest. I've got nothing planned anyway. I'm hoping
No.
there's a couple of windows that have appeared where I might be able to go out and get a round or two in, hoping to get out with the old
Nice.
farts on Sunday, but we'll see. But yeah, yourself, you got any big plans?
Just gonna light the fire tomorrow. Try and get some food down before
Hmm.
the weather comes. It's sort of coming very first thing in the morning, and then mid to late arvo. So just gonna get cooking around lunchtime, I think, and yeah, just have a wee bit of a barbie. I haven't thought too much past that, mate. It's been a pretty full on week at work, and I can't believe it's the weekend. I know it's come early, but I can't believe it's here already.
Well, indeed. Well, whilst we might not have many plans for the weekend, or at least none that match some people's, there is quite a bit of disc golf being played this weekend. Not only
Yep.
is there two tournaments here in New Zealand that are being played. One in Auckland, the Coastal Cup, the Waitawa Coastal Cup, and the Moturoa Open in
Oh, Nelly.
Nelson on Rabbit Island. So yeah, that's going to be that's good. Also, there's the United States Women's Disc Golf Championships, and
Yes.
so we've got Sarah Wadsworth and Amy Whitmore playing in that tournament, and so we're going to be following along with how they get on as well, and we're just going to be having a quick look around all of the players actually who are overseas or going overseas, just to sort of check out what's going on. Particular focus on Sarah, who's been playing, who's had some pretty good results recently. We'll go through that, and also Amy, who's playing this weekend as well.
All right.
There's also funds for Finland. Kelvin reminds me we did have it on to talk about, so Tom has queued this up. So, but thank you for reminding me there, Kelvin. Funds for Finland down in Dunedin to support Francis and Michelle getting over to Nokia to play in the World Championships later on in July, and yes, that's this weekend as well. Other than that, hot scores, tipping update. It's the penultimate weekend of the tipping. So if you want to be in with a chance to win season 2, this could well be the weekend to do it with 2 huge tournaments. And then there's the one dayer in Woodhill next week, which is the final event of season 2. Who's going to take out the crown? It's getting pretty tight at the top. It's probably a bit between, I would say, about 3 people, but this weekend could really mix it up and put some more names in the mix going into the final week, but we'll see. But yeah, so we'll get on with it, I suppose.
Right
Morgan,
into it, eh? Just rip straight into hot scores, you reckon?
hot scores, take us through the south.
Dodgy, dodgy. All right, we're going to head down to Queen's Park as we do every single week with the trifecta shooting 12 under apiece with Mr. Brad Spencer, Mr. Henry Kane, and Mr. Goddamn Johnny Ferrari. All 3 of those lads holding the keys down at Queen's Park with the 12 down. And then we head over to Chingford where Mr. Kelvin Cummings shoots a 3 down. And then over at Brockville, Kelvin Cummings again, along with Nicholas McDermott, shooting 4 over par. Flight Park up in my neck of the woods and Mr. Jin Kato at 8 under par, and Wesley Bell holds the keys down in the Gardens at 8 down. Lismore Park, and we have Mundo McDisk at a 13 under par. Again, it's just an echo every single day, every single week when we come into this part of the show. Jelly Park sees Nick and Mr. Scott Brooker both shooting a nice 8 under par this week. Kelly Thompson gets the job done at Bottle Lake with a 12 down, and then over to Warren where Jamie shoots a nice 7 under par. Smallbone Reserve with KBG, and he or her, I actually don't know who that is, shoots a 14 under par. Queen's Park Reserve, Mr. Robbie Talbot with a nice 6 down. Darian holds the keys yet again at Taylor River with a 7 down. And Mr. freaking Tommy Strawbridge at Brantford Park shoots a really spicy 14 under par to round out the South Island, Matt.
Returning Tom Strawbridge almost. He's been out of the game for a bit, I've heard.
He's had a busy year. He's had a busy year.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's back, baby. He's back.
He's back. Good to see. Good to see. So starting off in Berrenport in the hills, and Yeehaw has got the keys this week with a 10 down around the capital. At Hikoikoi, it's Andrew Lecoq and Ben Morrison who shoot a 4 under for the hot score this week. Gary Jarvis goes around Harcourt Park at 3 under par. Up at Flaxmere, Leon Krellin's 8 under is enough for the win this week. And Sheriff Ibrahim goes around Spa Park Black at -2. Taylor hits -1 at Scion Tree Nursery, and Edwina Mandisodza hits the hot score this week around Henderson. Zach Armour's 14 under par is an impressive score for Wood Hill, takes out the hot score this week. Sam Roberts does the business at Rosedale with a +7. So well done to everybody this week who got a hot score. Please
well
remember.
Done. I'm sorry, I've just been pointed out that it was 4 under par. Sorry, 4 under par at Brockville for Calvin and Nicholas. Not what's on my spreadsheet. Don't shoot the messenger.
Oh, okay, right. Well, my apologies. My apologies. That's the digital development team will get a smack on the hand for that. Please remember that if you enjoy the show, please consider giving us a subscribe and hit the like button down below. It really helps. We got a couple of subscriptions to go until we get to 475. 9 to go. And then we've got our next giveaway. So that'll be coming up in a couple of weeks' time, most likely. Tom's whittering in my ear, telling me how many people are watching aren't subscribed. So, and he'll tell me 23, 1 in 4, Morgan. 1 in 4 people. I don't know how many people are alive right now. I'm just trying to bring that up now, but a quarter of you, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button.
Please do.
It really does help out. It really does help out the channel. And if you watch the show on one of our giveaway weeks, then you could win some sweet stuff as well. So that's that. Right then, we're gonna have a look at the players who are currently overseas.
There's a few of them.
There's quite a few of them. There's quite a few of them, and some of them have been overseas for some time. So we're going to have a look at Sarah first. So Sarah's been abroad since sort of the beginning of June, I think, end of May, beginning of June. Her first tournament abroad, was on the 7th of June, which was the Minnesota Women's Championships, and she won the FJ10 division in that. Although she only played 1 round because that's how many that division played. Although her rating for that 1 round was better than every other round played by every lady apart from 1 round in FA2 and maybe 3 rounds in FA1. So I mean, she's really been doing the business when she's been away. That also, if we look at Wisco Disco, which she played in this last weekend just gone, she won the FA1 division, shooting a second round 935,
and she had a playoff, right?
935, and won in a playoff, right?
Yeah.
So
I seen the video. I seen the video that Paul put up, and yeah, I mean, that's a good battle. Both those ladies, those young girls at 10 down apiece, followed up by Bobby, who was at 9 down. So a good battle at the top of the table, and pretty cool to finish with a playoff win, right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, from what I understand, I think Genevieve is also kind of young, not as young as Sarah, but she's yes. So last year she was competing in FJ12, right? So she's no more than 13, and she shot a 9. What was her
975 first round, 50,
975. which is just mental. I've got,
Pretty incredible.
I mean, there's several people in New Zealand, myself included, who have got nowhere near 975 in the bag. So, yeah, so very well done to both of them for that performance. Now, this weekend, she takes part in the PDGA US Women's Disc Golf Championships. And Sarah's competing in FJ10. She's competing in, there's 3 ladies in her division, including herself. I think looking at the people she's up against, she should do relatively well. I think is probably fair.
Do you want to put a margin on it? Do you want to have a little stab at a margin of how many strokes? Over under 15 strokes.
How many rounds is it? 3 rounds?
Oh, sheesh! Now you're asking the big questions. It is not listed on this page. Couldn't tell you.
3 rounds. And I'm going to go, okay, chat, here we go. I'm going to give you a number, all right? Chat, what do you think? Okay. Sarah Wadsworth to win her division, over under 59.5.
Wait, what? Points differential between the other players, sorry.
I think she's that good.
You think she's going to beat them by 59 strokes?
Yeah.
Geez, I thought you had a mild stroke there.
Well, what do you think? Well, chat, let us know. Let us know.
Wow.
And, what do you think, Morgan?
Over under. I'm going to say under. I thought I was being nice to the other girls by saying over under 15 strokes. I think you're right. It is going to be quite a margin. That's a big margin, though. That's a big margin.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 3 rounds, more like 75, say Scott Brooker. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, look, so looking at the so look, right, let's do some back of the envelope maths here. 871 minus 632 is 240. Let's assume about 9 to 10 ratings points per stroke. 24 ratings points per round, 3 rounds, 75. You know,
man. Yep.
It's not too far away.
Yeah. All right.
So, you know,
see what happens when you do the math on the back end team. But then you're not taking into account the out of the skin play that Keely Bain is going to play this weekend, and she's going to keep Sarah on her toes.
It's what's interesting is that it's probably not the ladies in her division who she'll be looking to compete against, right?
Yeah.
It'll be the ladies in FA3, probably actually closer to FA1, if I'm honest, and FJ18 that she'll be looking to compete against. I think they're the ladies that are more at her level. Genevieve Davis, who she played in the last tournament, is competing in FJ12, so that's one to look out for. And there's also some highly rated ladies in FJ15, not least Hayley Huber, who's rated 915. So
MJ Gager. I don't know how to say her last name, but MJ Gager. That's a good friend of hers, and I know she's a bit of a beast out on the course as well. She's probably rated lower than what she truly is skill wise.
Okay, so it's probably a juniors division that she's looking at and going, all right, I want to try and take this one out. But anyway, I don't know if you've seen some of the photos that she's been posting on online about the people that she's met and the vibe she's getting, because of course this is a major. All of the top players are there. Kristen Latz there, Holyn Handley, Missy Gannon, Owen Scoggins, Paige Pierce, Kat Murch, Evelina, Hayley King. Everyone's there. Friend of the show, Ella Hansen, is also competing. There's plenty of people who, like, the FPO field is just stacked.
Something that caught me off guard today with in regards to the FPO side is Holyn Handley is the #1 disc golf DGPT tour player right now in points.
Yes,
I wouldn't have called that.
Yeah. I think it's because of maybe the number of events that she's played.
Yeah, most likely, but yeah.
Because I think she's probably played more events than Kristen has.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think Kristen plays much of the very early part of the season.
Yeah.
As much
And
as perhaps Holland.
just want to also point out, I'm not trying to veer away from our Kiwi ladies and gentlemen that are overseas, but Kristen losing again to silver this week, right?
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. It's going to be interesting, right? It also shows you that Kristen's not completely infallible. Like, I mean, she still finished in the top 2 in every
event this
competition, every event she's been in the top 2, right? So,
yeah,
I mean, she's still the best disc golfer in the world currently. And so, yeah, I think that yeah, if you finish second every now and again, it's probably you're probably okay. The other player who's playing from New Zealand, who's playing in the US this weekend, is Amy Whitmore, who's competing in FA 40. Now, Amy is the #1 ranked FA 40 player in the world.
Yeah, go
by quite kind of some distance as well, right? So it's not like her average. What they do, so the way the Global Masters Series works is that they take your 8 highest rated rounds of the last year and compare that to everyone else's 8 highest rated rounds. And the average of Amy's 8 highest rated rounds is 15 higher than the next competitor.
Yeah.
Amy averages 929 out of her highest. And a tip of the cap to Kath Headley, who's 7th in the world as well, which is also incredible. But this weekend, Amy's going to be competing in FA 40, and she comes off the back of 6. She's won her last 5 events, and not finished outside the top 2 all year. See, these are New Zealand events.
Yeah. Last 6 events even.
And 6. if you look at FA 40, then she's if you look at FA 40 within New Zealand, she's never finished outside the top 2. And only finished in second place twice and won every other event, right? So yeah, look, it's going to be it's going to be a tough test for Amy, because it's an abroad tournament, right? Playing on a track she won't have as much familiarity with as she does in New Zealand. And there'll be a load of ladies, I'm sure, who will be looking and going, we want to try and take a what could be considered a scalp here. So like, yeah, I think very best of luck to her. I think she's got every chance of taking out this division, honestly.
Love to see it. Love to see it. All the support going your way this weekend, Amy.
Absolutely. Now, there are other players who are going over to play in the States coming up. We'll have a little bit more detail on these in the coming weeks. You've got Sam Lykin and Alison Tweedy, who are both playing in PDGA Junior Worlds. Now, Junior Worlds takes place in mid-July, on the 12th of July. And then you've got Michelle Simpson and Frances Orange, who are playing Pro Worlds, which is being played on July the 26th, so the end of July, and that's in Europe, whereas Alison and Sam's are in Emporia. So yeah, plenty of activity. We'll be cheering on Amy and Sarah this weekend in the US Women's Championships, and also I suspect the pro divisions there'll be coverage on Disc Golf Network / what do you call it, YouTube, Jomez, etc. So
the Disc Golf guy will probably be out there.
It's unlikely that FA 40 and FJ 10 would get filmed, but you never know. If something mental happens that's totally crazy, then there's every chance that it'll get a mention. So yeah, make sure you tune in. So on that note, It's this weekend is the second edition of Funds for Finland, Morgan, down in Dunedin.
Gunners. Yep.
So if you're playing in this event, very best of luck. It's a one-dayer being played on Sunday, and so in MPO, there's no tipping on this, but we've got Tom McKay, Francis Orange, and Isaac Latter all competing in MPO. That's going to be a good test for Francis there. Tom McKay is no slouch.
No, he's not. It'll, anything can happen when you're down on your home course, right? It's, I don't think it's quite the same in Dunedin as it is like here in Queenstown, where we've got a Mikey Yu who just destroys everyone every single time. There's a lot of guys down there and ladies that are all really similar skill levels. Francis has probably taken that next step above, but those next few guys are so close that anyone really could take that.
Well, yeah, I mean, Tom's ranked 16th in the country, Isaac 18th, right? So there's every chance that they're going to push. Francis has dropped to 8th more recently, so actually it could be a pretty tight fight, mind you. The way the power rankings works, there's a bit of a gulf between 8th and 16th, honestly. So I mean, it's going to be a good battle regardless. Down into MA1, and again, this is a pretty tight one to call. Any one of these 5 gents could win this. One. It's going to be pretty tight to decide. FA1 looking the same. Rowan and Hannah always having a good battle. In MA40, Lance Essen is probably the favourite going into this one. And in FA40, Nicholas Stout probably has the favourite tag of the 3 ladies there.
I reckon Calvin Cummins is actually probably the favourite going into that, down in his own neck of the woods, and we see him on these hot scores every single week.
Brockville, he it's almost synonymous on hot scores that you say Brockville and then
Mr.
Kelvin. So I think there's you're absolutely right. MA50 will be a good battle, I'm sure, between Wayne Brown and Mark Tebber.
Yeah.
Those two normally have a good battle, and then as we get down into MA2 and MA4, honestly, anyone's game. But what's jumping out at me, Morgan, is what Megan Baxter in MA4, her PGA number 31 001. Brilliant.
Love it.
I love it when you get like a PDGA number that's like easy to remember. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
Like when I don't know, did you when you signed up for the PDGA, did you check what the number was and like what you were going to get and that kind of thing, or did you just never?
I don't know, man. It was like
I
think it was almost bang on 10. It was about 10 years ago, pretty much bang on, because I think it was just before I went to the UK, and I was in the UK this time 10 years ago.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean I didn't, but tip of the cap to Megan if that's how you if that's what you were aiming for. I know that on the 250,000th member there was a lot of refreshing and people wanting to try and snag that number. But also great to see PDGA numbers going up to 310. That's mental.
That is mental. That last 10's gone really quick. Like, holy!
It has. My daughter's number is
how quick that's gone.
My daughter's number is in the 135,000. 135,627. So yeah, that's she's 5. So in the last 5 years, it's gone crazy. Right. There's 2 other events that are going on this weekend. We've got the Coastal Cup up in Waitoa in Auckland. So let's have a look at the tipping for this. Now, a thing to note, Morgan, is that it's that tipping season 2 ends week after next. Okay.
So you're telling me I need to put a really big outside bet on right now. Okay.
Well, that's if you want to be in the running, right? So we'll have a look at the leaderboard in a bit, but it's between about 3 people, and then there's a bunch of people outside, and none of the top 3 have put their bets on yet for this week. So, or at least they hadn't prior to the show. So
what I can say safely, what I feel like I can say safely is no one's gonna copy my bet here of Luke Wilson and MA2 paying 29.5. With all the chips I've got, 5,661. What sort of bet would that be? Luke Wilson, if you're watching, let's go, bro.
Very best of luck to Luke. So let's start off in MPO. It's Johnny Wake goes up against Jackson Sullivan, and it's going to be these two probably. Johnny Wake is ranked second. Jackson is ranked sixth, and so Johnny takes the edge going in. What do you think, Morgan?
Jackson.
You got Jackson for this one?
I do.
Okay. We've got Jimmy Tuifufu listed. He's not playing anymore in this event, so that needs to come out. All right. So that
Jimmy can be a dark horse on those sort of courses as well.
I was going to say,
yeah.
but yeah, no, he's not playing in that event. So I'll have to get the team to make that update and see if it will change the odds. In fact, 1 second.
Stand by, callers.
Yeah. Hannah Edmonds on her own in FPO. In MP40, sorry, Hannah is also not playing anymore. She was down for MA FPO, but is no longer playing. In MP40, Mark Dakiv is the favourite here, going in against Mike Foley. Mark is ranked 17th, Mike 37th. Joe Seebeck, I think there's maybe value there.
Bit of fish.
Yeah, there's maybe some value in Joe at 13s.
Hang on, are you trying to convince me right now, or are you just putting that out into the world?
I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out
checking.
there.
Yeah, checking.
No. I'm not trying to convince anyone. Just sort of commentary. John O'Crawford is the favourite going into MA1 over Byron Salisbury and Max Jobert. It's going to be a pretty tight division, though. MA1 always is. In MA40, Owen Mandisodza is the favourite going into this one. Edwina playing in FA40 on her own. Now, MA50, Chris Kingsnorth has got the edge over Mardi de Haas. So yeah, look, what do we think here?
Mate, honestly, I can't even really make a comment on these gentlemen. I've never played. Well, I have played with probably every single person there, at least the top three, but not enough to make a call on this. Mm-hmm. Outside of going, let's go Chris Kingsnorth.
Fair enough. In MA2, Hannah Edmonds is playing in MA2, so yeah. Look, that's where you'll find her. Ezra Morrison is the favorite going into this division, but Ezra, as I think we covered on a previous show, is one of the most inconsistent players in New Zealand, and so who's going to show up is going to be interesting, and if it's the red hot Ezra, then really he probably should take out that division. MA3. Tyler Williams and Alexander Weir are the favourites going into MA3. Now, if you're not playing in the Coastal Cup, then there's a chance that you're playing in Rabbit Island at the Motorola Open. And this one has got a slightly bigger MA1 division, but it's going to be pretty competitive. Now, Ashton Clark's the favourite at 3.4, with by some distance over Luca Labelle, Stephen Dory, and Phil Botter. But yeah, what do you think here, Morgan? Is your money going anywhere else?
I mean, God, like I looked through those names. Ashton's obviously 3.4 for a reason.
Yeah, and he's been shooting hot in Nelson recently as well.
He has been, but man, that list is full of a lot of people that can play some seriously good disc golf. Yeah. I mean, I'll just scroll down to the ambidextrous Phil Bother for one, who's up from Christchurch to compete in that. Tommy Strawbridge is back. Paddy Ludlow. Obviously, Luca Liebel sitting there in second place, and at least in the odds, coming over from Westport. He is a monster out there. And obviously, Stephen Dory also coming over from the Westport as well, I believe. Well, yeah, he is.
That's right. That's right. So it's anyone's game really. It's going to be a tight one. In MA40, Anthony Andrews is the favourite here over Kyle Crittenden. In an MA50, Kevin Parker. It takes the favourite tag over Derek Gray, Grant Curtis at 6. Michaela Kerr is playing in MA2. Now the odds on Michaela Kerr here are slightly off. Because it sort of takes into account that she's not playing in this division. So,
Sure.
yeah, we might need to have a re-look at the odds in MA2 there. That could be, that's maybe not quite right. In FA2, Julie Newell is the favourite, and in MA3, Jaden Tyre over Vi Asomua is the favourite going into MA3. So plenty of disc golf being played this weekend, Morgan.
Yes, there is.
Do
And
you know?
Sorry, I've just placed a bet with all my money.
Excellent, excellent. Now, there's another weekend that's coming up, sort of coming up, where there's going to be a lot of disc golf played. Do you know what it is?
Is it this little thing that's happening on December 13th?
It's December 13th.
Ooh.
Sweet Chain Nation is kicking off.
Sweet
Chain Nation.
Oh, I love it.
Is kicking off on December the 13th. And we've got 10 events confirmed already. Okay. 10 events, all taking place on the 13th of December, all at the same time. The goal here is to try and get as many people playing sanctioned disc golf on the same day as we possibly can in New Zealand. So we've got 10 events currently. We're after more events. If you want to host an event in your area, I'll go through where the events are currently in a moment. Then make sure you get involved. Now, I'll start up in the North Island. So we've only got 2 events currently in the North Island, Wellington and Taupo. Okay, there's one more that I'm in conversations with, and they need to check with local clubs, etc. But we'd love to speak to somebody in Inglewood. We'd love somebody in Tauranga and in Auckland, because the 2 events that we've got currently are in Taupo and in Wellington. So if you're around either of those, then make sure you're involved. Now in the South Island, there's 8 events. We've got Nelson. I'm going to try and go north to south. So apologies if I get this wrong. Probably will. We're going to go Nelson, Westport, Christchurch, Ashburton, Waimate, Queenstown, Dunedin, and Invercargill. How did I do? Is that right?
I think you did pretty. Yeah. You did pretty good. You did pretty good.
So those are our events that we've got coming up in the South Island. So if you want to play in one of those events, look out. There's going to be, over the next week or two, there's going to be social media channels and groups set up. There's going to be event pages set up. We're going to be reaching out to all the tournament directors to kind of get everybody on the same page and all that. And we're also in talks with getting some pretty sweet players pack goodies with some branded stuff and all that kind of stuff as well. We're going to try and do all that to try and get as many people in as possible. This is very much like the a kind of a, imagine the women's global event, but for everybody, and just get as many people involved as you can. It's not about just get your mates along, but if there's people who people who don't normally play in sanctioned competition, this is a great way to get them involved and have them be part of something that will be hopefully the biggest disc golf event in New Zealand. Disc golf
for
history.
Sure. I mean, can be quite a good booster for these first-time tournament competitors, right? Just playing in something like this, and that can be the thing that spurs them on to continue on the flight path of disc golf life.
Well, I hope so, and because there's going to be events all over the country. So, and especially if you're in the South Island, there's probably one no more than a couple of hours away from you.
Yep.
So it's not going to be too much to travel. It's for a one-dayer, so you don't need to worry about accommodation. The travel's going to be low. We're going to try and make it as affordable as possible, and so you'll get it's what I would consider to be the probably the best entry into sanctioned competition as you can get, the kind of the path of least resistance, if you like, into sanctioned disc golf. So yeah, it'd be great to get involved, and it'd be great to see not only how many players we can get, but how many new players. So how many players will play their first event ever will be Sweet Chain Nation on the 13th of December. We'll see.
I'm excited, Matt. I'm very excited for this. It's
going to be good. We will be deep in. We'll all have our Christmas hats on and be getting ready for the festivities. But
with that, we need to align this with Sweet Chain's Secret Santa.
We do. Secret Santa will be making a comeback. We will. We'll have more on that in 3 months' time, 4 months' time. Morgan, you jump in.
It's just around the corner, Matt. It's just around the corner.
Yeah, I've got my tree up already. I don't know if you...
I see that. I see that tree behind you. Actually, funny that.
So 13th of December, date for your diary. Make sure you put it in. Book it out with whoever you need to book it out with. In fact, don't book it out with them. Get them to play as well. Okay, it's very much a family affair. Wives and girlfriends, boyfriends and husbands, kids and cousins, grandparents, uncles and aunts. Bring the whole family along and get everybody playing. We want to see as many people playing as possible. They'll all be on courses that are pretty friendly. We're not going to send you out on, you're not going to be going out and playing on some beast courses there. It's going to be nice, sort of entry level disc golf available for everyone. So yeah. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Right. We got a few more things to do for tonight, and then that'll more or less wrap us up as we head into the long weekend. Let's play some disc golf. We've been doing pretty well on this recently, Morgan.
Not too shabby.
We've not been doing too bad. Is it my go?
I think it is your turn. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna pick a disc out of my cart, which is next to me here. And the first disc I pull out, it will be at random, is the disc that we shall go with.
Dog disc.
It's a river. There we are. River.
Lock it in, Eddie.
Love a river, eh? Oof. Okay. So it's quite a bit slower. It's going to have less glide because rivers are ridiculous. It's more fade and it's not latitude. So yeah, Morgan, where do you want to go? It's not it's more than it's less than a 4, right? So we know from the speed not being yellow.
Let's go with a pig.
A pig. Lovely. Lots of people like pigs. Oh, slower again.
Wow. Okay.
So it's a 0-2. Probably a 0-2. I mean, we've picked the river's got more glide than any other disc, and
I've got one in the top of my mind here already.
Go on.
Is it just a berg?
Oh yeah, go on, maybe.
Oh,
not a berg. Okay, so but what we do know is that it's so it's a speed 2 or 3. It's a 2. It's got to be, glide could be anything. 2 something 0. No, it's lower than a 2, so it's a 1. It's a 0-1.
You guys can't hear the chirping from Tom in the background.
It's a 0-0 or a 0-1. So chat, what have you got? It's a 2 speed 2 or 3, 0-1 or 0. Yeah, 0-1 or 0-0. So
2, 3, 0, 0.
And so it's not Innova. It's not latitude or dynamic, and it's not caster. So it's Discraft, Discmania,
MVP, Axiom.
So it may be like a Focus. That's a fairly straight putter from Discraft, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, go on.
Lock it in. Yeah.
Okay, so it is a speed 2.
So it's a 2, 3, 0, 1. 2, 3, 0, 1 from...
Oh no, wait a minute. It's a 1.5. It's an MVP. MVP do this. Is it? You reckon it's a glide three
I
and a
reckon it's a
half?
glide 3.5. I'm on mic here because it's lower
Okay.
glide than a 7, but it's not a blacked out, and it's higher than a 1, but that's not blacked out. So it's not a
Oh, look at
4,
this.
yeah, or a 3.
Okay.
So
All right.
it's not like the glitch or something like that, right?
No.
It's because that's
Nah,
way
because
too fast. More
it's a
glide rather.
it's a speed 2 disc, right? So it could be. Could it be a glitch?
But isn't the glide on a glitch massive?
Yeah,
Like a
I've got one that's a
6?
6.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
6.
I
Oh
think it's
man.
MVP because MVP do these silly fade numbers where it's like 3.5 and that, right? So I think it's
Oh,
MVP or Axiom. It's a speed
okay.
2,
So
glide 3.5, silly, um, turn 0. A glitch is a 1 speed.
it's not an envy or something like that. That's probably a 3 or
No,
4. That's probably a 4 speed.
Envy's
Oh
a
yeah,
4 maybe.
the putter pixel. That's not a bad
Pixel.
shit. What is what I was trying to think of, but I don't think it's that. I was trying to think of
Let's
what Adam's got in his bag, and he rips a Watt all the time.
What's 5 glide? So let's have a look at
Yeah,
a pixel. Pixel's catching the eye, honestly,
I mean
of
that's
those.
the P2 of MVP, right?
Oh, there's that 0.5. It's so close. Right. Is Pixel Axiom or MVP?
Oh,
It's
God,
Axiom, isn't it?
I
I think
actually don't know. I
I
genuinely don't know. And I don't know the answer to this either, guys. I have nothing else to contribute to this.
Matt Broughton, I do
Anode.
trust him on this. He's saying anode. I can believe this. I mean, silly with these 0.5s, honestly, but I can believe it's something silly like an anode. Let's go. It's our last guess.
He said don't.
It's a nomad. Oh,
Oh
there we go.
gosh.
That was James Conrad's signature disc.
Yeah, yeah.
If you were following along. So yeah.
Oh man.
So there we go. We
I
got
feel like
ousted there.
one of my best mates, Adam Rhymes, obviously, he throws a lot of MVP and a
Yeah.
little bit of Axiom. Like it's basically strictly MVP. And I
Mm.
could name maybe 3 discs in his bag, and I've played with him for like 8 years. It is terrible. I played more rounds with him than anyone else ever, and I
you
still couldn't name his whole bag, even
you
close.
you've had bag swaps, haven't you? Surely you've had a bag swap along the way, some point.
Not
You
bag
do that
swaps,
every now
but
and
he's
again.
not really bag swaps, but he's given me stacks of discs to try. So
Where
yeah,
do you stand on bag swaps? Do you like bag swaps for a bit of fun every now and again? I quite like it.
I know at a point in time, I know at a point in time when that used to come up, I was always nervous about someone wrecking my discs. Now, I mean,
Go for it, bro.
whatever.
Like
I've
I'm the
thrown them into
same.
every tree possible. So yeah,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah. No, I'm the same. And but plus also when you get to a point where you're like, I've got 3 or 4 backups of every single
Yeah,
day, like it doesn't matter,
yeah.
right? So go for your life. Anyway, right, let's have a look. Disc Golf Valley Code has been above Morgan's head for most of the day, or most of the stream even. Got a few people playing this week. Blakey with 10 under par. Well done to Blakey. Kelvin 9 under. Scott -1. Dane with +3. Producer Tom with 2 down. Scott with the ace. Well done, Scott.
You.
Is that Bailey? Oh, he's 2 down after 1. Stephen and Stephen getting 3 down and 8 down, respectively.
No Burgess this week with his multi goes. I know he's out at a Matariki dinner, but I did assume that he was just going to pop off to the bathroom to play this at the very least.
What do you mean? He's watching us from his
He
table. He's got it.
probably is. Yeah, if he's not, Bex has got it on.
Right, let's have a look at the power rankings then. Finally, before we go, we'll have a look at the power rankings. Then we'll have a quick look at the tipping leaderboard, right? Just before we leave. So, the power rankings. There's been no change since last week's after the Wanganui Wonder. So Amy Whitmore's bumped to 3rd. Hannah Edmonds up. Michaela Kerr down to 5th. Hannah Edmonds up to 6th. Echo Lee and Edwin Amanda Sodes have trade places. In the men's division, Johnny Wake goes 1 spot higher and he'll be taking 2nd place into the Coastal Cup this weekend, where he'll be taking on 6th place Jackson Sullivan, who was leapfrogged by Andrew Popham. Andy Davey and Francis Orange giving away free spaces each. Jin Kato climbing 35 and Isaac Latter up 11. So let's have a look at the season leaderboard then for the tipping. Ben Morrison and Arm Burgess are leading the way. They've got a bit of a lead over Ben Cornell. And then, as you can see, I'm not showing you their tips because we said that in the last month of the competition you won't get to see. But Madone, Johnny Wake, Owen Pratt, all going all in. Basically, you can see their committed balance equals their balance, which means they've got no coins left. They've put everything. They've left
Welcome
everything
to the
out
club.
there. And then they've bet the farm. It remains to be seen what's going to come out. And Ben, Arn, and Ben, make sure you get your bets in because you could, it's not the time of the season to be sitting on your laurels and hoping that that's going to be enough, because I don't suspect that 104 will be enough to take out the win this season. We shall have to see.
I'll just let you in on a little hint here. If my bet comes in, I'll have a return of $127,938.60.
Well, very best of luck.
Thank you.
Very best of luck to Luke Wilson then, the pride of Pocono, for taking on this weekend at the Coastal Cup. Very best of luck. That more or less does it for us this week. Only to say, please give us a like, give us a subscribe, hit the bell notification so you get told when we go live. And if you want to get involved more, then you can get involved over on patreon.com/sweetchainlive. And yeah, so that more or less does it for us for this week. Very best of luck to Amy and to Sarah for competing in the US Women's. Make sure you check out their progress over on their social channels and on the PDGA website. Very best of luck to everybody playing in Rabbit Island and on the Beast this weekend, and wherever you're playing disc golf. Take it easy, play well, get some birdies, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.